This time of year, college football recruiting season just wrapped up. You've got spring ball, where you get a bunch of guys in offices all wearing Patagonia vests arguing over the length of an 18-year-old's arms and talking about how football was better when we treated our young adults like, indentured servants. And so, let's talk about the NIL, and let's talk about Donald Trump's plan to save college football. Let's say, hypothetically, you've got a 19-year-old quarterback down in Alabama. He's 6'4", throws a football clear over those mountains like Uncle Rico, makes Alabama a public university, $150 million a year in TV rights alone. That kid wakes up at 5 a.m. for practice, spends his afternoons in the weight rooms, spends his evenings worrying that the school might not renew his contract or scholarship. And then compare that to the joyless Nick Saban, retired head coach, sits in a green room all day at ESPN, wears a polo shirt, and makes $10 million a year just to say the word parity. And then, of course, your 19-year-old QB is told by Saban, you're not an employee. You can't unionize. You can't collectively bargain. You can be cut at any time, and you are here for one thing and one thing only, the love of the game. While the university rakes in tens of millions of dollars. But to all of the crusty old white guys out there like Saban and Trump, that's the way it should be.
Not to go back to the days where student athletes were never allowed to receive any compensation, although not the worst idea, but I think a lot of people would overrule me on that.
But what they're not talking about is the 70-hour week that this kid's putting in without health insurance, or the crippling pain that kid will be in when he can no longer play as an adult. And right now in 2026, the men running college sports are fighting tooth and nail against the idea that the young people generating all the money should have any structural say in how the money flows. So, of course, we have to trust the opinion of the most athletic president ever. Remember, he's 6'4", 224 pounds, according to his doctor. Donald Trump signed this executive order back in April called the Urgent National Action to Save College Sports. It's 40 pages long. It uses the word fraudulent NIL scheme. It directs federal agencies to threaten the federal funding of any school that lets a player get paid more than fair market value. And fair market value here is just one giant elastic standard. Who's deciding fair market value? The federal government? Using what data? What information? Dictator Trump just basically wrote in pen that if a Bryce Young in Alabama or a Quinn Ewers in Texas signs a deal that the FTC thinks is too good, that school could lose its federal Pell Grants. They're not banning anything, they're blackmailing every public university into bending to their will. And that's not even counting if, one of those football players or coaches speaks out against Donald Trump. I wonder what would happen to their fair market value then. And by the way, the loudest voices begging the federal government to step in are the same coaches who used to scream at the federal government for stepping in. Nick Saban, who got Trump onto this whole project last May when he sat down with him at the White House. And by the way, another guy, a guy who, I just got to say this, my fandom takes over here. I will never miss a chance to crap on Dabo Swinney at Clemson. Last week, he was complaining on a podcast that Notre Dame, a private university, has its own TV deal and prints their own money. Dabo, buddy, Dabo, you went 7-6 last season. You lost at home to Syracuse. Your problem's not Notre Dame. Dabo, your problem is Dabo. Tell those Clemson boosters to spend some more money. Don't tell Congress to take away Notre Dame's TV station or their TV deal.
We don't have some of the things that some of the schools that we've played and had to compete with over the years have. It's just the way it is. But I've always we're 3-1 against Ohio State. We're 4-2 against Notre Dame. Notre Dame has their own TV station. They make their own rules. They print their own money. They got like a money machine in the backyard or something.
I'm going to say this as a Notre Dame fan, by the way. I've just got to throw this in there. The second biggest topic in college football for the last 5 years after the NIL has been Dabo Swinney, complaining that Notre Dame should be in a conference. And trust me, this goes somewhere. Dabo has spent half a decade telling anyone with a microphone that the system is unfair to Clemson, that Notre Dame has too much, that the Irish should be forced to join a conference. Meanwhile, his team has gone from a dynasty to a middle-of-the-road ACC program. Why? Because Dabo has refused to adapt to the modern game. He's refused to recognize that his players are the ones earning the money. He's publicly admitting that his coaching philosophy is now incompatible with a player having a choice. So what's his solution? Take the choices away. Take TV deals away. Take the agency away. Take it away from everyone but him. Dabo, sir, you are not a victim. You're a guy who got rich in an old system and then got nervous when the new system finally let the players see the money they deserve. So what's the solution here? We saw it in 2024. It almost happened. The Dartmouth basketball team in 2024 voted to unionize, 13-2. They won. The school appealed, and the election eventually got vacated. But it was a blueprint. Give the players the power. Right now, it's all but impossible under the National Labor Relations Board under Trump. They've effectively shut the door on athlete unionization for the foreseeable future. And public school athletes cannot unionize federally because there's issues with state laws. And 12 of the 65 Power 5 schools are private. They could. The other 53, their players are stuck. While they are generating billions of dollars for the NCAA, the conferences, the networks, the coaches, the strength coaches, the ADs, all of them are making big bucks. And yet the players are told, you're not an employee. You're a student. Study harder. Take the deal we give you or transfer and leave the money on the table. Sign the contract or sit on the bench. And if you owned a McDonald's, by the way, the kids working your fryer were making you $10 million per kid, and they came to you and said, hey, you know what? We want to talk to you about our hours, our pay, our health care. And instead of listening, you said, no, you're here for your experience. You're an amateur. You're here to learn. The FTC would have gutted you. The labor board would have gutted you. Your state attorney general would have been on you so fast you couldn't even recognize it. But because we call it college sports, because it has a marching band and a fight song, we let it be the only billion-dollar industry in America where the workers are not allowed to negotiate. So show me the money. Show the players the money. And somebody please, please shut Dabo up.